almost strawberry field. This is gonna take a while. All of these just started hurting. Clearly things did not go to plan. Hello, so it is almost springtime and I really am wanting to just embrace that feeling of it almost being spring and make something with a bunch of flowers. Now, I have seen this for a while where people make like a bunch of crochet flowers and sew them together to make like a top or a bandana or things like that, and I really want to give it a shot myself. So now I was trying to brainstorm a plan for this yesterday, and I thought that it sounded fun to incorporate some leaves in between the flowers just because I'm not a huge flower person, so having some leaves to break it up, plus I love green, so then adding in some green in between the flowers I thought would be really fun. And as I was sketching it up, I will put up the design that I came up with here, but I had the idea of adding these like little bow sleeves and then having strawberries coming off of it, because I realized if I make the flowers just white with yellow centers, it kind of looks like strawberry flowers. So I thought that it'd be cute to then have this like almost strawberry field top. I'm still a bit undecided if I want to add any like strawberries onto the actual like top base itself, but for now I just want to make a bunch of flowers and a bunch of leaves and see where I go from there. Now I have picked out some yarn for this. Let me grab it actually. All right, here is the yarn. Basically the white and the yellow will be for the strawberries, and then I have two green colors for the leaves just to break it up a little bit and add a little extra dimension and color. But now the hard part is I have to make all of the flowers and leaves, which is probably going to be more than I want it to be, just in order to make something that'll actually, fit. So I actually started this a couple days ago on Monday. It's currently Wednesday. I tried filming the intro for this yesterday, but I totally could not formulate a coherent sentence. So I decided to refilm the intro right now. So that's what this is. But basically I also have like a mini mental goal of wanting to try and make this in a week, which is that maybe possibly impossible? We'll see. Probably is, just given how many little pieces I have to make and then sew in all the ends and then sew them all together. So we'll see how far I get, but at least, through this, I'll see how many little flowers and leaves I can make in a week. So, but hopefully I can actually finish this in this time span. That is that. Again, I started this a couple days ago, so I'm going to flash back to yesterday where I did a bulk of the work. I will come back once that's all done and do a little check-in. So rewind to yesterday. So I started off by making a bunch of flowers. I'll be sure to link below the patterns that I found just in case anyone else wants to make this, but it's a very simple pattern for both the flowers and the leaves. Going into this, I wasn't really sure how many of each one I would need, so I started off by making about 20 of each and then laid them all out in a design to see how it would all fit together. And we are back to current time. So I have now about 20 flowers and then 20 of each leaf color, and I still have a lot that I need to make. So I'm not the most positive that I will be able to finish this in the time span that I gave myself, but again, I'm just going to see how far I can get. So, but with that, I need to stop procrastinating and I need to actually start working on more flowers and leaves. So I'm really hoping I can up my pace today and make maybe double the amount that I did the last couple days, but we shall see. It all depends on how this wrist of mine is going to do, because I do get some carpal tunnel. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can up my pace a little bit and make more today than I did yesterday, but we will see how this goes. I did a little test layout as well, which I believe I probably included in that. And it does seem like I need quite a few more flowers and leaves. So this is going to take a while. I might have to come up with a fully different back design as well, just in case this is not working the way I want it to. But for now, I need to, again, stop procrastinating, get to crocheting these flowers and leaves. So let's do that. All right. Another reason I wanted to make this is, to be fully honest, I'm not a huge fan of spring or summer. I have really bad allergies, so I spend most of spring not being able to breathe, and then my body likes to hold on to heat, so summertime is impossible for me to stay comfortable. I think that's a big reason why my seasonal depression happens in the summer rather than the winter, and I've been feeling some of that seasonal depression creeping in a little earlier than usual since we've had such a dry winter. But my hope is to try and make things that are fun and whimsical, so I feel more like myself during the seasons I'm struggling the most. So it is the next day. I didn't get as much done as I originally thought that I would yesterday, so I still have a lot of work to get done. I decided at the end of the day to start sewing in ends, so that's what all of these are. I still have like 20 more flowers that I need to sew the ends in on. I'm just gonna keep working on sewing in these ends, crocheting more flowers and leaves. I want to try and start sewing some of the pieces together today though, but we'll see how that goes. Depends on if the amount that I made now is enough for at least like the front bit of it. I'm not positive I'm going to be able to get all of this done in time for this video, but we're going to try our best. So anyways, should I get to crocheting, Appa? Shall I? I guess I need to sew in ends. I'm going to keep sewing in ends and then I'm going to try piecing it together, see where we're at, see how much more I feel like I need to make. So let's do it. So I sewed in the rest of the ends and laid out all the leaves and flowers to see how it was looking. It was at this point that I realized I was going to need way too many flowers and leaves in order to complete this, so I thought about adding in some strawberries. They cover more surface area, which is nice, and then I wouldn't have to make any more leaves and flowers, which I honestly was very burnt out on at this point. But as was foreshadowing, my hand started to hurt really bad, and that started to give me some issues. So it's been a couple days since I talked to you guys. I can explain where I've been. Basically, last week, I think I was in a bit more of like a funk than I thought I was. So then I was really bad at actually filming. But I have made some good progress, which is great. So definitely not gonna be finishing it in the week time period like I thought I was, but that's okay. And I also can explain that my thumb just started hurting a lot. It was building throughout the week, and then by Friday it was getting pretty swollen, so I kind of had to stop. It still hurts right now, but I do have a brace that I'm going to use today when working on this. But basically, to update everything, I think I have crocheted all of the flowers and leaves. I decided to add in some crochet strawberries as well, just to fill up a bit more space, since I was getting tired of just making a bunch of flowers and leaves, and I think this will be fun as well. I also, because I'm wanting to get this done quicker, I'm just going to have it be a front panel that is that, and then I'll create some ties for the back, and then ties for shoulder straps and stuff. So it's not going to be as complicated as I would have liked it to be, but I can always go back in the future and create a back panel when I'm feeling a little bit better. But yeah, I started sewing some of the pieces together on Thursday, I think that was. Yeah, Thursday. I started sewing that together. So that's the goal today. I want to try and sew the rest of these pieces together as gently as I can, because again, I have really stressed out this hand. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll kind of see where I'm at. I'll maybe be working on the ties today. I might not. But yeah, I also, if I seem tired, it's because yesterday was the time change. So I am sleepy and I want to go back to sleep, but I need to work on this, so I'm gonna do that. So that's the plan. I'm gonna get to sewing, and I'll either check in later today with it all done, but probably not. I'll probably be checking in tomorrow, maybe finishing up the last pieces tomorrow as well. So anyway, I'll see you in a bit. I put down the flannel so that Appa wouldn't play with any of the flowers and leaves while I wasn't working on it. I got straight to sewing. Appa visited me also for a little bit, which was nice since I was so tired this day, but my hand really was hurting. As I was going along, it started to feel even worse, and it just got to a point where I realized that there was no way I was going to finish this in the time that I had wanted, so rather than pushing it, I decided to give my hand even more of a break. Clearly things did not go to plan. I can explain. First of all, my voice is kind of gone for many reasons. For one, I had a massive hay fever flare up over the weekend, and I have been fighting off my allergies for almost a week now. So my voice is a bit gone from that. And then I also celebrated a friend's birthday and we went to karaoke last night, and that just kind of took out the rest of my voice. So that's why I sound like this right now. I'm probably going to do very minimal talking today and talking through my process in this video. So I'm really sorry about my voice, but I also want to explain I definitely failed in the trying to make this in a week. I couldn't keep working on this last week because I hurt my hand doing too much sewing and too much crocheting. My thumb was just absolutely killing me and I just physically couldn't do it anymore. So I ended up taking a week off. I filmed a quick cleaning up video. So my whole desk setup is going to look different today when I'm filming and working on the rest of the top. But yeah, so I did that, and then I got all of my hay fever stuff, and so I haven't been able to work this week because I have just been fully out for the count. I apologize again for this voice. I'm gonna keep this to a minimum. Even though this was kind of a fail, I still think it's going to be a fun top. I'm excited to finish it and see what the finished result looks like. I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but I am just regularly sewing the piece together, using some thread, a smaller needle, and a few specific points on the flowers, leaves, and strawberries, just so that they're more securely tied together and so that I don't have these big ends that I need to sew in. So I think that'll be all good in the long run. But yeah, I apologize for one, that this video is taking longer than I wanted it to, and two, for how I sound in this clip. I'm sure editing this back is going to be very interesting. This is all the talking I'm going to do today. I'm just going to be sewing this up. I don't know if how much I'm going to get done outside of sewing, because I'm still pretty tired from all of the allergy stuff, but we shall do what I can. So I'm going to go back to sewing. And I'll talk to you all probably tomorrow, hopefully with a better voice. Alrighty, so it's been a couple days just because I wanted my voice to recover. The top is done, so let me go ahead and show you. Here it is, all finished. I think this turned out really, really cute, but I do have some gripes with it, I'll say. First of all, here's how the back ended up. I just ended up doing a bunch of ties because I did not have enough flowers or leaves or strawberries to fill this whole thing up. I mean, I even feel like I didn't really have enough for the front of this because I needed so many to do this. It was taking so long. Honestly, the main issues with this were my hand just fully giving up halfway through the process, so I had to put it on hold, and then getting hay fever, which again, so fitting that I went out to make something floral and flower themed because it was almost spring, and then my hay fever just fully struck and took over. I still think this is very cute. I didn't end up doing the bigger 3D strawberries on the straps because honestly, I just wanted to be done. This project was supposed to take me a week and it ended up taking me 3 because of the injured hand and getting sick. So I just really was feeling done. So this is where it ended up. I still think it turned out very cute. I might in the future want to try and finish this by creating more for the back so that it has something back there instead of just these strappy ties. I think that'll make it lay a little bit better in the front as well, because then I won't be having to tug it in order to keep it on my body, Another thing that I thought of that would maybe give this a bit more structure is I think if you started with making more a mesh tank top and then stitching the flowers and leaves on top of that, that would give you more structure, which would hopefully make it a little less flimsy and also make it so that I don't know, it just sits better rather than, because I'm having some issues, especially down here where it's kind of puckering weird and trying to like fold in on itself. So I think if you had more of a structured base, like some sort of like blocky mesh that you stitched this on top of, I think that would maybe solve some of that issue. But as it stands, I still think this is really cute and I'm happy with how this turned out. If you end up making this, like, let me know. And if you have any thoughts or ideas of how to improve upon this, I also am all ears and would love to know. While I think this idea was great, I don't know if my execution was perfect. So but it is what it is. I'm still happy that I tried it and pushed myself outside of my comfort zone. I'll try doing another like week challenge in the future. I'll try to choose something easier though. I tend to pick something too big for these week-long projects, so I'll try and think of something smaller for that. So if you have any ideas for projects like that you want to see, also let me know. I think that is everything. So if there's anything else you want to see from me, just let me know down below. Make sure to like and subscribe and everything, and I will see you all next time. Bye. I hate spring. This was the longest video to make. It was only supposed to take a week. So thankfully I'm doing better. A lot of the hay fever has cleared up, so hopefully I'll be okay the rest of spring. I usually have one really bad flare up and then I'm good for the rest of the season. So, well, good. It's still not great. I'm still kind of stuffy and probably will be until July. So, but it is what it is. So happy spring. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.